Chelsea 1, Brighton 3. I wasn't even furious. I was just disappointed. Because I saw this result coming, and I hate that I saw a result like this coming. I hate it. Like after the United game, the Bayern game, the Lincoln game even, I was like, we're not beating Brighton. We're not beating Brighton. We're not beating Liverpool. We're not beating Forest. I don't think we'll beat Benfica. Okay, well, maybe we could beat Benfica, but I haven't seen them under Mourinho, so I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. Like, I hate to be that person that says, oh yeah, we're going to lose this game, but I'm not going to be dishonest just to make people happy. Like, if I think we're going to lose the game, I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you we're going to lose that game. Just going to be honest with you. The Benfica game, I don't know yet. I'm not sure. But that's the thing. Like, I'm not sure. Like, I hate not being sure and confident that my team is going to win a game when I look at how we're playing. Because for how much we spend yes, I have to bring up how much we're spending, because that's not just something you just brush off. You don't spend all that money and perform this badly. Like, you can't, especially with the players that we brought in and the players that we still need. It's like, you can't spend nearly 2 billion and then turn around and say, yeah, the manager didn't get this, that. Yes, and even though that's spot on, it's like, it's shambolic that that's even the reality here, that this is what we're missing. Like, the midfield is the only thing that looks good about our squad. The defense looks terrible, the goalkeeping's embarrassing, and the attack is non-existent. So the midfield is pretty much the only good thing about our squad right now. That's it. I mean, the first half, I'd say the first half is actually quite positive. The first half, I think the first 15 minutes, especially of the first half, probably the best we've looked this season, actually. And I didn't expect us to start off very well, because normally the first half would be terrible, then the second half we'd step up. Whether we'd win the game or not, it's another story, but normally the first half, wouldn't be a good half. But the first half yesterday was actually quite positive. It was quite positive. Moving the ball around, actually quite a bit with more urgency. Also suffocating them, giving the centre-backs a lot to think about. I don't think we challenged the keeper enough. That's the only unfortunate part. But again, like, it was a lot of times he'd be in good positions and then there's a deflection or there's a block. But like, we gave the defenders a lot to think about. It wasn't a sensational first half, but it was positive. It was positive. We were suffocating them. We were suffocating them in the first half. But the result didn't tell you that. So the scoreline didn't tell you that. Eventually, we get the first goal. Reece James crosses it. It goes off one of the centre backs, and then it bounces and it goes to the back post. Back post. Enzo Fernandez, 1-0. And that's. I think that after that, Brighton start to get themselves back in the game a little bit. And there are a few challenges we make that are a little bit reckless, not red card worthy, but a bit reckless. But they start to get themselves back into the game a little bit. There are a few times where the passing was a bit sloppy from either Hato or someone else on the back line, and then they'd find themselves almost exposed. And Cucurella had a bit to deal with, and also had a bit to deal with in the latter stages of the first half. But apart from that, I thought we handled it okay in the first half, and I thought, okay, you know what, let's capitalize this on the second half. Let's get the second goal, because we will concede. We will concede. There's not one game this season I look at and think, we will not concede in this game, we're going to get a clean sheet. No, not one. Not one. So I looked at that and I thought, okay, you know what, we're going to concede. So that's inevitable. I mean, we were lucky not to concede against Fulham, but that was just luck. And people told me, oh yeah, I'd rather be lucky all the way to the end of the season. Well, the lust run out, because that second half, we fell flat on our faces. And it was all right, no issues up until the red card. Because Chalobah makes a pass to Santos, makes a heavy touch, Brighton plays on him, he gets the ball, and Chalobah gets himself sent off. And it was a red card. It was, because he was stopping a clear goal scoring opportunity. And let's be honest, the player would have scored if not for Chalobah. Let's be honest, he would have scored. And I hate to say this, but I don't think Chalobah should have done that. I don't, because even if the player scored, we're still in the game. Even after the red card, we still played all right. Like, it wasn't an issue. We if anything, I forgot we had a red card even after we played. It was fine. My only issue was that we still did not create a single chance in the second half. But progressing the ball forward and getting to the final third was not a problem. It was just creating a chance that I had an issue with. And this is the point I was making in the last video, I think, and the one before that. We don't create enough chances and we take too long to create chances, and that's not a normal thing. That's not normal. Especially when we're more likely to give away chances and more chances a lot quicker than our opponents are, regardless of who they are. Whether it's Lincoln, whether it's Sunderland, whether it's Fulham, whether it's Brighton, doesn't matter who it is. They're more likely to have more chances, clear-cut chances, than we are. It doesn't matter who we're playing. So that tells you. So there's an issue here. There's an issue. Right. But then the substitution Maresca makes, he brings on Gusto. Why? I don't know. The guy was dead weight out there. And he was responsible for the first goal, right? He gets skinned, player crosses it in, and Chempong sleeping, and Welbeck, he equalizes. I think this was near the, let me see. This was, I think it had to be like 20 minutes before the game ended, in the last 20 minutes. So I think around the 60-minute mark, I think that was when Maresca started making substitutions. So I think he expected us to go in half an hour pretty much just to see out the result. Invite all that pressure when we are incapable of handling it, incapable of dealing with it. Even when we got the ball to initiate counterattacks, we'd lose the ball before the counterattack could be initiated. That in itself was a problem. Kickstarting a counterattack was a problem. And then taking off our goal threats in Esteval and Pedro Neto, who is the one person that you'd want when you're trying to initiate counterattacks, even if you're defending a lead. We take him off, and pretty much our opportunities for a counterattack are non-existent, because João Pedro, again, is isolated. He has no options now. And Gusto, dead weight out there. Dead weight. The guy was useless. The guy was absolutely useless, roaming all over the pitch and doing absolutely nothing. He was useless. And he nearly gave away a penalty, because that was a penalty, in my opinion. It really was. It was. It was a penalty. And Badiashile starting fights and dragging the player around, I don't know what that was. If anything, I don't even know why Maresca even bothered to bring on another centre-back, I'll be honest. Because we needed to go on the offensive. We needed to go on the offensive and go on to win the game. They had equalized. We needed to, actually, I don't think they had equalized yet, actually, but we were inviting a lot of pressure. They were getting themselves back into the game. We needed to get a second goal. We were not going to survive with just one goal. It wasn't going to happen. Then later on, there's a corner, ball goes into the box. The first header is won by Brighton, and then the first header goes to the second one, and two players are clear, no one's marking them, and then they score. And that was, I think, that was the second minute of added time, and then 8 minutes later, playing out from the back, of course. The Chempong makes a mistake. The ball gets to one of the Brighton players. Can't remember who it was, but eventually Welbeck's on. He's onside. And he puts the nail in the coffin. That was exactly a game of two halves. The first half was positive. It was bright. But you can see there was a lot of quality. We were still lacking quality because in the final third, we didn't do enough. And in the second half, he didn't do anything. We didn't pose a threat in the second half at all. Now, there's probably one moment, I think, when I thought there was a lot of space that Gusto could have run into, because the wide area was there's no one there. No one was there. So I thought Gusto could have made that run. Reece James would have. I thought Gusto would have made that run, but he didn't. He turned around and then switched it. And it was then we had to go all the way back and kickstart this process all over again. And stuff like that infuriates me, because we're trying to win the game here, and you're doing that, and it's I don't know. I hate the fact that I was right about how this game would turn out. I just didn't see how we were going to win that game, especially after how we played against Lincoln and how we played against, and I know it's the second team, but the way we were playing isn't any different. Whether it's the first team or the second team, the way we played was still the same. It was still the same, so it didn't matter. Yeah, I don't know what to do. How far we go in the Champions League, I don't think we'll go. I don't see us going very far. I really don't. One thing this game has told me, that we are definitely not contenders for the title. We're not. And after nearly 2 billion spent, we don't have a squad good enough to contend for the title. We don't, clearly. After 2 billion spent, we're not good enough. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. I know I constantly have to bring that up because that's not something I can just brush over. Like, I think a lot of Chelsea fans can, and they try to, and they'll be like, oh no, it's fine, it's just how you spend it. Yeah, we spent it terribly. The midfield is the only good thing about the midfield is the only thing that looks good in our squad. The attack looks terrible, the defense looks terrible, the goalkeeping's a joke. I'm sorry, I can't brush over the fact that we spent nearly 2 billion and we are not in a title race. I can't get over that. I can't brush that aside. I'm sorry.